Aleksei Alexievich Brusilov, 1853–1926, was one of the most distinguished Russian generals of World War I, renowned for his innovative tactics and leadership during the Brusilov Offensive, considered Russia's greatest military success in the war. Born into a noble military family in Tiflis, modern-day Tbilisi, Georgia Brusilov rose through the ranks of the Imperial Russian Army, leveraging his cavalry expertise and strategic acumen to become a pivotal figure in the Eastern Front. His career spanned the Russo-Turkish War, 1877–78, World War I, and even service under the Bolsheviks post-revolution, showcasing his adaptability across political regimes. Early military career. Born August 31, 1853, in Tiflis II, a family of hereditary military men. His father was a lieutenant general, but both parents died when Brusilov was young, leaving him to be raised by relatives in Kutuz, educated at the elite Imperial Corps of Pages in St. Petersburg, 1867–1872. A prestigious military institution, joined the 15th Tver Dragoon Regiment in the Caucasus as an ensign in 1872. Russo-Turkish War, 1877–78, served as a cavalry officer in the Caucasian theater, distinguishing himself during the capture of the Turkish fortresses of Ardahan and Kars, earned multiple awards: Order of St. Stanislaus 3rd and 2nd degrees, Order of St. Anna 3rd degree, and the rank of captain for his brave Riper War commands from 1883 to 1902. Served in various roles at the Officers' Cavalry School in St. Petersburg, eventually becoming its commandant in 1902 as a major general. Transformed the school into a center of excellence for cavalry training, publishing papers on cavalry tactics and visiting France, Austria-Hungary, and Germany to study modern techniques. Commanded the 2nd Guards Cavalry Division, 1906 to 1908. 14th Army Corps in the Warsaw Military District, 1908 to 1912, and 12th Army Corps in the Kiev Military District, 1913, promoted to General of Cavalry. In 1912, faced tensions with Russian-German generals in Warsaw, prompting his transfer to Kiev. World War I military contributions. Brusil's contributions to World War I were marked by his innovative tactics, meticulous planning, and willingness to adapt to modern warfare, particularly in contrast to the more cautious approaches of other Russian commanders. His most notable achievement was the Brusilov Offensive of 1916. Early War 1914–1915. Commander of the 8th Army upon the outbreak of World War I in August 1914, Brusilov was appointed commander of the 8th Army on the Southwestern Front, operating in Galicia, modern-day Western Ukraine and southern Poland. Led the Russian advance in the Battle of Galicia, August, September 1914, capturing Lviv, Halych, and Mykolaiv, and advancing to the Carpathian Mountains. His army took approximately 400,000 Austro-Hungarian prisoners, dealing a significant blow to the enemy, awarded the Order of St. George 4th and 3rd degrees, and named Adjutant General in 1915 for his successes. The Great Retreat, 1915. During the Central Powers counteroffensive, Brusilov executed a strategic retreat on the southern Bug, halting for a month to allow the defeated 3rd Army to recover and replenish supplies. Conducted successful local counterattacks to slow the enemy advance, notably defeating the German 14th Division to boost Russian morale. In October 1915, authorized the deportation of 20,000 German civilians from Volhynia with approval from Stavka Chief of Staff Mikhail Alexeyev, a controversial decision reflecting wartime security concerns. Brusilov Offensive June 4th, September 20th, 1916, appointed commander of the Southwestern Front in March 1916, overseeing 4 Russian armies, proposed a major offensive at a Stavka meeting in April 1916 to relieve pressure on Western allies at Verdun. Unlike other commanders, for example Aleksei Brusilov and Alexei Kuropatkin, who favored defensive strategies, Brusilov advocated for an aggressive approach despite limited numerical superiority: 600,000 Russians vs 500,000 Austro-Hungarians. Broad front tactics, attacking along a 250-mile front rather than concentrated points, preventing the enemy from easily reinforcing weak spots. Used shock troops to target weak points in enemy trenches, followed by broader infantry advances. A departure from the human wave tactics common in World War I emphasized meticulous preparation, including training troops in replicas of enemy positions, using air reconnaissance for artillery targeting, and maintaining strict secrecy, launched on June 4, 1916. With a powerful artillery barrage, followed by infantry assaults. The Battle of Lutsk, May 22, June 7, 1916, saw the Russian army break through a 16-kilometer front, capturing Lutsk and defeating the Austro-Hungarian 4th Armament. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military, Navy, and geopolitical advanced over 30 kilometers along a 400-kilometer front, taking 400,000 to 450,000 Austro-Hungarian prisoners and inflicting 1 to 1.5 million total casualties on the Central Powers, including 350,000 German and 12,000 Ottoman losses. Russian casualties ranged from 500,000 to 1 million crippled Austria-Hungary, forcing Germany to divert 17 divisions from the Western Front, halting their Verdun offensive and prompting Romania to join the Allies. However, the lack of support from other Russian fronts, Evert's Western Front failed to advance, limited further gains. By August 1916, the offensive stalled due to exhausted Russian resources, and Autumn Reigns, P.M., Commander-in-Chief, May 22, 1917, appointed by the Provisional Government after the February Revolution, replacing General Mikhail Aleksei, supported the Kerensky Offensive July 1917, which aimed to bolster Russian morale but failed due to widespread desertion and revolutionary, replaced by General Lever Kornilov after the offensive's failure, which further destabilized the Russian army. Reluctantly sent a telegram to Tsar Nicholas II, urging abdication under pressure from Alexei, a decision he later regretted. Russian Civil War and Bolshevik alignment. Like many Tsarist officers, Brusilov did not join the White Movement. In 1920, after the Polish invasion of Soviet Russia, he rallied to the Bolsheviks. Motivated by patriotism rather than ideologies, served on a commission to structure the Red Army, led cavalry recruit training, and became Inspector of Cavalry 1923 to 1924. His decision to join the Bolsheviks sparked debate among historians, with some viewing it as pragmatic patriotism and others as a betrayal of Tsarist ideals. Retirement and death. Retired in 1924 at age 70, living modestly in Moscow with his second wife, Nadezhda Brusilova, of congestive heart failure on March 17, 1926, in Moscow. Received an honorable state funeral, attended by both Bolshevik and Tsarist representatives, and was buried in the Novodevichy convent. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military, Navy, and geopolitical updates.